Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm back working on the 2007 Jeep Wrangler. It's not in the garage right now because I'm re-recording the intro since the first one got corrupted. But the last time you saw us, the last video we made, my wife was replacing this throttle body on the Jeep. Well, it didn't quite do the trick. Initially, it ran pretty well. And then as we got out and we started driving it, well, actually, we went on a vacation to Universal Studios in Florida. So we towed it behind the RV, got there, we're driving down the road at 70 miles per hour, and then it jumps into limp mode. The electronic throttle control light comes back on, so the red lightning bolt to death. And it does it driving down the road at 70 miles an hour. So the one thing you can do to stop it from doing that, or to get it to correct itself, because obviously it goes into limp mode, puts you into second gear in the transmission, and you've got a lot of problem with acceleration. It also will not allow the cruise control to come on. So if you put the car into neutral, what I would do is give it a little bit of gas. So you're going like 3,500 RPM, almost 4,000 RPM, get it up to a little over 70 miles an hour. Then just on a straight road, put it into neutral, and then turn the engine off real quick. And then turn it back on, and then give it a moment, and then put it back into drive. And then it's going to reset the code, or not the code, but it's going to reset the light, and it's going to drive normal again. You can't do that too fast. If you do it too fast, you will keep it in limp mode, and you won't have cruise control, and it's going to be a mess. So I do recommend doing that momentarily, giving it a moment, putting it back in safely, but I was able to do that multiple times. So I thought, okay, this $60 Amazon one was the problem. So we went ahead and pulled into O'Reilly, and we bought another one. What that one did was, so that was a Dorman product from O'Reilly. The Dorman actually stopped it from doing it at 70 miles an hour. So it didn't. So it stopped doing it at 70 miles an hour, but it kept turning on the engine throttle control light. So I realized there was still an issue, and wanted to find out what it is. So I decided that I was going to break out my scan tool. So here's my scan tool here. So I decided to break out the scan tool, do some other diagnosing. I put a couple other parts into it. I'll talk about those at the end of the video, because we did kind of throw the parts cannon at it. I had a lot more optimism when I filmed this the first time, and you'll see what that, obviously in the thumbnail and in the end of the video. But the problem with the Dorman, I did return the Dorman because, we ran it for a couple of days and then towed it back, and it's been sitting since, so we only ran it for a couple of days. The Dorman, this bolt here, so it sits on the car. This is the bottom. This is the top of the engine. This bolt hole, and I don't know why this is a premium from Amazon. This one seemed fine. We were able to bolt it right in. Look at the last video, you'll see it bolt right in, no problem. But on the Dorman, the casting in this hole is bigger, and the bolt would not fit. The bolt would not engage the threads, and I couldn't get it to fit. So we were driving it around with only 3 bolts, which is a problem in and of itself. So I took the Dorman back because it just doesn't fit. You could probably find another bolt, but they're long, fine threaded bolts, and then they're also the inverted inverted hex or inverted torx. So they are not very good for the car. So in this video, I'm going to get into some more advanced diagnostics. I've got a part that I'm going to put in it, and then do some more troubleshooting to try and see if we can't get rid of this electronic throttle control light, and then see where we need to go to get this Jeep back on the road and running again, because this is my daily driver. So until then, I'm driving our older Durango back and forth to work. All right, so let's jump in and see if we can't start, show you what the other problem I found is, and then show you what I'm going to do to try and fix it. I got my C reader Elite. This one is a pretty nice little scan tool. I can't do the advanced diagnostics with it. It does have diagnostics for BMW, and I bought it for our Mini Cooper, so BMW Mini Cooper, but this has regular OBD2 and some of the other features. So first thing we'll do is just kind of pull the codes, see what it says. So we'll enter here, and then we will read fault code. And all we have here is the idle control system RPM higher than expected. So that's all we've got. What I will show you is what I found with the live data. So it's got quite a bit of live data here, but I think the ones we wanted, so let's start with the absolute throttle position. Click OK. So when we go to the graph, the absolute throttle position, come on. There we go. So now, flat line, when I push on the throttle until the vehicle's on. So we'll start it. Now the vehicle's on. It's got a nice smooth idle with the absolute throttle position. So I'll go back again here. Oh, back to the live data, and then I want throttle position B, and I want to select, no, unselect. All right, let's go back to OBD2, unselect, throttle position B, okay, and then let's, again, with it on, engine on, does pretty well. Nice, smooth. I'll go back again. And then I'll go to accelerator position D, select that one. And then on the graph, again, nice and smooth, accelerator pedal. Graphing. So we'll go back again, and the last one is accelerator position E. We'll click OK, and then accelerator position E. This may have been the one that was giving me the problem. As soon as I can pull it up on the graph. Oh, there it did. It did what it was going to do. Come on, let's go graph. There we are. So now what you see is it's dropping out to 0. Watch it. So the accelerator pedal, go, and then drops. Drop out to nothing. So let me go ahead and turn the key off so I don't get all the fumes here. So now this is key off, or key on, key on, engine off, and it's still dropping. So the percentage just drops to 0. And then as I accelerate, what we'll see at a certain point, there, it drops out, drops again. Hasn't dropped yet. So it dropped out twice. Now at the top of the pedal, it continues. So this is full throttle, wide open. It's dropped twice. And as I decelerate again, drops out. So the signal is dropping out. This should be a smooth, steady throttle position signal. So this has led me to believe that my problem is the throttle pedal. So what I've done is purchased a new pedal. And that's what's in this Duralast box. So I think about 111 bucks, 100 and something like that. They were all about the same price. So here's my throttle pedal. There's the plug there. I'll check we'll get underneath here in a second. We'll check the wiring. We'll see how hard it is to take this thing out. And then we'll pull it out. We'll replace it. Then we'll bench test the other one. But here we go. Let's go ahead and switch this guy out, and then see what the scan tool says, and if we can get it replicated. Hopefully this is our problem. All right, well, hopefully the angles will be good under here. So I think these little kick panels just, yeah, they just pop right off. Let's see if I can get both of them off. Oh, this one's a little bit bigger here. This one might actually be screwed on there. So, all right, without taking that off, let's see if we can get up in here and get these bolts out. That's yeah. The bottom bolt looks like I can see it. Top bolt, yeah. Good luck for me. So the top bolt is way up in here. What size? Looks like a 10 millimeter. All right, so I'll get a 10 millimeter. I'll see if I can get those bolts out. I don't think I'll be able to get the camera up in here. But if there's an easy way to get that top bolt out or a trick to it, I'll let you know. But I'll pull this down and then yeah, put the new one in, and we'll see what we got. Well, it might be 20 minutes later, and I might be slightly out of breath, but I got it. So let me tell you the secret that I had. First, again, you know, we saw up in there, it's, you know, it's down in here. You can't see the top bolt. There's a vent here. This vent, plastic venting, goes up and around. It prevents you from seeing it. It prevents you from getting a straight line on it. I took this little kick plate off here. From here, didn't necessarily need to. It did just make me, I think, feel like I was seeing more, but didn't necessarily need to. What I did use was this. Now this, so it's 10 millimeter shallow socket. This is a flexible 8-inch extension that I picked up from I think O'Reilly a couple weeks ago, and then a 6-inch extension. And so the first thing, there's this wiring harness here, and right next between the pedal assembly and the wiring harness, or in the heater box, that's where this wiring harness attaches. So you can't even get up in there or get to it without detaching that that wiring harness. So it's pretty easy. It's just a little push into a small square molding with a hole in it, so it just pops right out. You can get into it, but then you can get your right hand up in there, lay across in a contortionist manner, and then you can get this flexible extension onto that that upper bolt. I never saw it until it fell down, and I had to put it back in, you know, just a couple threads of my fingers. Got it. The other thing that helped a lot, I mean, removing the seat might have helped, but instead of removing the seat, I just pulled the cable and the door and the harness, the strap for the door, which allowed me to open this door more to get my body into here, because getting your body in there is also key and super helpful. So it did not work. So the end of that extension, I tried this universal joint. Did not work, not helpful at all. And then I did try a 4-inch wobble with a quarter drive ratchet. Just couldn't get up in there either. So that was a no-go. So like I said, if you have this flexible extension was money for this, even though it still took me 20 minutes and was just a major pain in the rear end. But I'm gonna put all this plastic stuff back together, hook the door back up, and then we'll plug the scanner back in and see what we got. So while this is collecting some data, the other thing I did, there's a little panel here. I tried to take that apart to see if I can get a direct access into that pedal. I did not, but I did use, so I have bought these 12-volt Hyper Tough, this 3/8 drive impact, and I got a drill as well. This is what I used to take both of those bolts out. Pretty awesome. Yeah, this is not good news. We're still getting a dropout in this pedal. So I did the relearn, but I think I'm going to try to clear the codes, do the relearn, and then see what we have. Because to clear the codes, obviously it's pretty easy. You just tell this to clear the codes. So read the fault codes. So still have that fault code. So key on engine off, and I'm going to clear the fault code. click yes. And then it says they've been cleared. So let's read fault codes. And this says no fault codes. So I'll key cycle this off. Then on again. And then with no check engine light, you're supposed to throttle all the way down, throttle all the way back out, and then take the key, turn the key off. So let's try this again. We'll start her up. See what our throttle response is. It's got a good throttle response, so that's good. So let's go to our live data. Then accelerator pedal E. Okay. Oh, see it, the value dropped to 0 there. So that's not. I don't know why this thing doesn't like to go to the. There we go. Yep. We still have a drop in voltage at the pedal. All right, guys, we'll do a little research here and see what's going on. Maybe I'll pull it out, let it run, see if it sets the. Let's do that. I'm gonna pull this thing out, let it run, and see if it does its problem. Maybe I'll go for a drive. All right, let's try that. I'll be back. All right, I don't know what to say about this thing. If that's supposed to do this, I'm gonna let it sit for a minute. We'll sit here for a second. Watch this thing keep dropping its accelerator pedal position information and feedback. I did order a scope, so I do have a scope coming. So we'll see if maybe I can wire that scope into one of these wires if this keeps doing it, and find out if it's a 5-volt reference signal and what might be doing this. See, there it goes. I don't know if you heard it, but now, it's in limp mode, and that electronic throttle control red lightning bolt has returned. So yeah, it is not fixed, and I don't know why. I do have a book for it, so I'll look at the wiring diagram, and we'll see if I can determine. See, now when that light is on, it's in limp mode. It is constantly see, now it's running a little rough, and it's not. There was a small break here in the drop, but otherwise it's very consistent once it goes into limp mode. So again, it's pretty easy to take it out of that. Just turn it off, turn it back on. Let's run it smooth again. Lights off. This is no longer consistent. Maybe I'm wrong. It is consistent. See, there's a break here. So you get some consistency, then a break, then some consistency again, then a break. So you see it's 3 drops in voltage. So yeah, I'm not sure what can be causing this, but pull back in the garage, look at some of the wiring, pull up on the diagram, see if we can't find another problem. This is awesome. Parts I did replace. I know the coolant temp sensor can have some weird problems. I replaced the coolant temp sensor. That didn't do anything. And I also replaced the air temp sensor, because when we put the cold air intake, the little housing, little piece of plastic on the back that protects the sensor broke. I think it was fine, but I replaced it anyway because they're both pretty cheap and real easy to do. Neither one of them did anything. So, there are some other things. Maybe the